And now, a thought from man. Today's subject, Bunnicula. Boy, this is sort of a head scratcher for a series. I mean, it's just kind of a odd series, Bunnicula. I mean, it's made by the same guy, Maxwell Addams, who made Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and it's kind of odd to place this series. I mean, it's just kind of odd. It's definitely a very odd series in that most of the stuff that happens in it, I mean, it's weird, but not weird enough, you know? I mean, I can like series that definitely try to delve into the supernatural, the crazy, the unknown, the just outright batshit crazy stuff like some of Maxwell Addams' other works, but this is kind of, it's kind of mild, you know? Just kind of mild. Yeah, I mean, when I hear Maxwell Addams, I think I'm gonna get some crazy shit, some truly fucked up shit or something that's still sort of kid-friendly, but still, you know, a little like, holy crap. But here it's just kind of, it's tame. Just feels tame. I hear it's based on a series of books or so, but I mean, I didn't grow up reading them or anything, so I ultimately can't speak on that front, I'll be honest. But I hear it doesn't follow it too well. They've changed some things, but I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Kind of something I probably should look into a bit more. One thing, or more or less problem that I do kind of have with this series is that the main character, Bunnicula, he mainly speaks in total gibberish.
Bye.
And I'm just like, why? I mean, I don't get it. I feel like him speaking in gibberish just feels unnecessary. I mean, if you want to make him completely silent, that'd be okay, but then it'd be kind of inconsistent because the dog and the cat can talk, so why can't the bunny? And even still, it's pretty inconsistent because the dog and the cat can talk, so why can't Bunnicula talk? It's just kind of offsetting and inconsistent. And another problem with the fact that he can't talk is some of the problems that they have seem like they could just be solved if he could just talk.
Oh, hello, my name is Bunnicula. Here, take my evil storybook and read it to your sick friend.
Oh, thanks, Bunnicula. I'll do that right now
Because nothing you ever say goes wrong and tries to eat everyone! Would they not have sarcasm in Vampire Rabbit Land? Yes, I get it. You want me to keep reading the book that the eight-legged monster sheep came out of. So you think if I keep reading the book, it'll make the monster vanish? Well, that's the worst plan I've ever heard.
So basically meaning most of the problems are really totally nothing, or could easily have been avoided if Bunnicula could just talk. I just feel like the problems are just weak on that aspect, so I just can't get too invested in what's going on because of that. I'll admit the flash animation for this show, it's odd. I mean, on the movement, it looks pretty ugly. It seems like your basic flash animation type movement. But in terms of art style, it actually kind of works for it. You know, it gives off an eerie, outer-worldly, or supernatural feel. Like, the colors they use for it are dark and grim-like colors that kind of work to the show's advantage. But ultimately, the motion is about the only thing that just feels a little So, I don't know. I just feel like it kind of tries to juggle some things. Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it kind of fails on that front. But, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Whatever.
The show kind of has some inconsistencies, mainly in terms of just things going on screen. Not in terms of plot, I guess, but just mainly with what's going on screen. For one thing, they sort of have this thing where their house starts to flood, and you see the water rising, it's getting taller and all that. And the thing is, it's clearly being held in because the door's closed. And the door is open, but you don't see a lot of water rush out. It's like, what gives? If the water has a new path to go, so why is the house still flooded? It makes no sense. It should all be flooding right out now. It's just kind of inconsistent on my front. I guess it's a nitpick, but it's still kind of
I'm a monster.
I feel like Maxwell Addams mainly doing this show because he's kind of gotta probably pay the bills. You know, it's probably one of those, I gotta pay the bills somehow. I mean, I'm mainly waiting on his series Dead Meat to come out. I'm waiting on that. And from what I hear, it's coming along nicely, so here's hoping that's pretty good. I do feel like this show is kind of held back, though. I mean, if you know Maxwell Addams' work, you know he tends to do a lot of dark humor, or do some forms of dark humor. Not too dark that a kid couldn't accept it, but just dark enough that a kid could enjoy it. You know?
I guess he is pretty good.
Big bug goes squash now. It's the curse of the body!
Hey, hey, hey! Who's ready to laugh?
But here it just feels like he doesn't go all out, you know? It just feels like it's restricted. It just feels restricted. Like, sometimes they'll do something a little horrific, like Bunnicula peels back his skin off his head and you see just a skeleton. I'm like, see, that could look a little more scary had there been like some brains or veins or something on him to make it a little bit more grotesque if it wasn't just a skull, you know? But here it's just a skull, so it's like, oh great, that's kind of creepy, but it's just kind of small time, pretty small time. So all in all, it's not a bad show, but it's not a great show. It's sort of that okay, not horribly mediocre even, it's just kind of that middle ground, I guess. It's just kind of, it's acquired taste, I guess you could say. You'd have to probably watch it and try to like it. That probably would be it. You have to watch it and try to like it. For me, I may watch a couple here and there, maybe, but I'm probably not gonna follow this too much. Definitely one of those shows that's just kind of there to be there, and no problems with that. If that's it, I'd rather we have shows that just meet the middle ground between being bad and being good, you know, versus all around bad, you know. But that's just a thought.